Few Canadian musicians are as synonymous with their home province as Alan Doyle is to his, and even fewer once worked as tour guides. Now in his new book, The Smiling Land, Doyle is our tour guide in chief, sharing the stories, secrets, and reflections about Newfoundland one page at a time. He joins me now from St. John's to tell us more. Good morning, Alan.
Good day to you. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I was a tour guide at the Newfoundland Museum for much of my young life. I got a job when I was 16 working in St. John's. I couldn't believe a Doyle from Petty Harbour was going to get paid to talk. It was the greatest accomplishment in our family history. And on we go from there.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that leads me to my first question here. Just why now to write a book like this?
I just had a great opportunity to go around the province with my wife and our little guy. At the time, he was like 17, 18 when we did most of these trips. And we just, myself and my wife kind of figured it was probably the last chance we're ever going to get to have him come with us because he's 19 now and he probably wouldn't do it. But also just this idea of reminding myself about places that I have been in Newfoundland and Labrador, but also to visit a bunch of places I hadn't been. Kind of during the pandemic, we did a little bit of traveling around the Atlantic bubble and around Newfoundland and Labrador, and it kind of whetted my appetite to go to a few places like the Northern Peninsula and Labrador, the southern tip of Labrador and stuff, and a few places that I'd never been. So it just made for a really cool kind of travel log and an opportunity to sort of not just take people where I was going, but also to try to answer a few questions that, you know, that might be lingering in my own mind about what the new Newfoundland and Labrador is. You know, I grew up in the Newfoundland and Labrador where all these little small fishing towns worked in the inshore cod fishery. And of course, since the moratorium of the early 1990s, I mean, you know, coastal Newfoundland hasn't been doing that. So what is it doing? What are some of the places that are paving a new way forward? And those are primarily the places I visited.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting topic to bring up because I feel like, you know, I'm all the way out here in Western Canada and I have my ideas of what Newfoundland is like, but I understand you kind of dispel some common misconceptions about your home province.
Oh, I always have been doing that. I mean, I learned a couple myself, you know, that a couple of facts that I was shocked about, like, and I'm embarrassed on television to tell you about a couple of them. Like one of them for sure was how big this place is. It's a territory of a province, you know, and you know, I thought I knew that and understood it until I got in a minivan here in St. John's and drove all the way across the island, then up the Northern Peninsula, then across on a ferry, and then across the southern part of the ferry, you know, to Battle Harbour in Labrador, and it's, you know, we put almost 4,000 kilometers on the minivan in that one jaunt, you know, and it's huge and beautiful and vast, but not many people in it, and so it has that wonderful vast and beauty to it.
Yeah. You're going to be out here in Calgary later this month for WordFest talking about your book. It's waitlist only, so congrats, you've already sold it out. But
thank you.
What will people get here in Calgary when they come to this presentation?
Oh, we'll be interviewed on stage, and we'll just chat about the book, and I might even sneak a song or two in there. Nice. And I'm coming back to Calgary after Christmas with the band, and we're doing a night or so at the Jube there. And so this one will primarily focus on the book and stories that are in there, and to just have a grand chat about Newfoundland and Labrador and the place it lives in for me and for the rest of the country, ideally.
Alan, it's an absolute pleasure being able to chat with you this morning. Thanks for this.
Thanks for having me, everybody. Have a great day.
And of course, The Smiling Land by Alan Doyle is out now where books are sold.